Hello everyone, welcome to my vlog. So first of all, I hope everyone has a fantastic week. I've been insanely busy for the last couple weeks, and I'm sure you guys have seen some of the posts I've been doing. So time actually is to get back on my vlog. So today's vlog I would like to dedicate it and talk a little bit about my photography journey. I never chat much about it, so I want to actually talk about it because there's a lot of things in my career and my business, and there's a lot of interesting aspects which actually developed over the years, and I want to talk about it because I deeply believe that photography is like any other profession. It takes time to master some of those skills, and then we have to just keep learning. But I think sometimes, our career shifts a little bit, and then we're going from one field of photography to another one, and it's just something which I think happens, and then we have to somehow adapt to it, and just keep working on our journey to make sure that we are going the directions we want to go. So I want to talk a little bit about it. And as you guys probably remember, I've been in this industry for over 10 years, and I started as a wedding photographer. That was something which inspired me a lot back in the days, and that was something which I thought I'm gonna be basically I'll be shooting weddings to the rest of my life. I really loved it, and was amazing actually, especially during the time where there's tons of weddings in Calgary, and I was extremely busy. But over the years, I started kind of looking at this entire thing from completely different angle, and my career shifted towards more portraiture, and right now, for the last few years, I've been primarily shooting headshots. But I just want to talk about it a little bit because I've learned so much from wedding photography, and I deeply believe that that experience gave me like a foundation for what I'm doing today, and I highly recommend it to try different fields of photography, because I remember back in the days, my approach was simply like, I'm shooting weddings and this is only what I do, and there is no way I'm gonna actually jump into any other photography fields. I'm gonna just mainly focus on weddings. And from one hand, that was a good approach, but when I look back, I realized that the more we try and we do different things, our skills are getting better. And I think that sometimes we forget about it and we focus simply on one thing, but photography is amazing profession, and those things somehow overlaps each other, and we can definitely use some of those techniques using, let's say, in architecture photography. We can implement them into wedding photography, and some skills from wedding photography I implement into my headshot photography. So this is something which gives us ability to learn new things and gives us ability to master photography. So that's extremely important these days, and I think a lot of photographers forget about it and they focus simply on one thing, and that's what they do, and they never try anything else. So again, I was thinking that was the right thing to do, but now I can see that this is completely opposite. I found that the stuff what I've learned from wedding photography really make me better photographer, and I can really use those things in today's headshot photography, business and career, and this is what I do these days. So let me go back a little bit because I want to kind of break this down just a little bit and talk about it. So when I started my wedding photography journey, I had no idea about photography. I learned everything from scratch. I had completely oblivious. I was shooting in the film, believe it or not, at that time, and that was actually the moment where I slowly started transitioning into the digital. But before I go even into any like a technical stuff, the one of the things what I want to talk about is that wedding photography is one of those photography fields which really make you work really hard, and you learn a lot in such a short period of time, because weddings are one of those events where you have to be able to shoot in any conditions. Like you shooting in the morning, when bride and the groom they're getting ready, then shooting during the day, in the, let's say, full sun, or you shooting in the rain, then you shooting the evening event. So like you are exposed simply to so many different light conditions that you have to really learn quickly how to deal with them. Not only that, but you also have to work very, very quick, because weddings, this is one day deal, and then you have to just keep going, and there's no really time to kind of like figure stuff out. Like you have to be on the ball like pretty much all the time. And that was actually one of the best experiences I've got, that I've learned how to work very quick. I have to be creative right on the spot. There's no time to think about a lot of those things which I'm actually just implementing, and what I'm thinking today, on my headshot photography sessions, where I can prepare myself, I can really put my mind into it. During the weddings, like you really don't have much time to get your brain around what's going on. Like you have to get in and then keep going and keep shooting and be creative, and then work with the light you have, so your eye is getting trained very, very quick. And I highly recommend it. If you never shot the wedding and then you have some opportunity to do that, go for it, because I think that's gonna give you some amazing experience, which really is gonna make you a better photographer. You learn how to see the light, how you actually can manipulate the light, how work with different kinds of lights, because that's another important factor in our business. But I think one of the most important thing, and this is something what I would like to really point it out, what I've learned shooting weddings, was dealing with people. When we have headshot session, well, we have few people we're working with. Let's say you have makeup artists, and then you have the person you're shooting. Sometimes you have someone extra, but that's really like a very small amount of people you have to deal with. On the weddings, you basically dealing with everyone. You have bride, you have groom, you have their wedding party, their parents, friends, family, and that's really want to make you actually, well, you have to be a person who knows how to deal with people, and that's one of those experiences which I've learned, and I really I'm glad I have a chance to do that, because these days it's much easier for me to deal with people. And then on the top of that, especially when you shoot, let's say, weddings from different cultures, I had a chance to travel a little bit, so I've been in a lot of interesting countries where I actually have a chance to work with some amazing couples and then their families and their cultures, which also kind of opened my eyes to a lot of those things, how to deal with people, how to collaborate, how to make sure that at the end of the day everyone is happy, and everyone actually can work with me. So that's something extremely important. On the technical side, that's something what I think is another really huge aspect that you have to, and I mentioned that before, you have to work quick. You have to learn how to deal with different light conditions, and there is not much really time to figure things out. Like you're getting to the dark church, and then you have to make this work. So that's something also what taught me that I can definitely, you know, get to any location today, and I can figure out everything fairly quick, because I can read the light, I can see the light, and I can make this work right on the spot. Not to mention, you know, wedding photographers, they working with well, several cameras, different lenses, different angles, you know, again, different people, and then you have to actually know your craft very well in order to produce good images. So again, I've been doing weddings for many years now. I occasionally shoot some of the weddings, but not to that extent and not that amount I used to shoot. So that's actually got pushed out a little bit, and my main focus is today headshot photography. But again, the experience what I've got from shooting weddings, it's extraordinary, and I think those are the one of the fields where again, I'm just maybe repeating myself, but you have to really train your eye. That's really give you great foundation for becoming a good photographer. And I think, you know, if we start doing, you know, different kinds of photography, let's say architecture or portraiture or I don't know, landscape, or, you know, night photography, you know, from one hand it seems like everything is similar, but there are different techniques, there are different you know, things you have to know and figure it out, and that's what really makes your perspective much broader, and then you really understand a lot of things much better. So the main purpose of this vlog is to basically recommend to all of you guys, if you have a chance to do something different, and then, you know, try to shoot something which you not feel comfortable a lot, but, you know, that's something which you would like to try, go for it. I deeply believe that you know, the more things we try and, you know, we challenge ourselves, that always gonna gives us new experiences and gonna make us way better photographers. And you know, I never thought that I'm gonna actually go from weddings to headshots photography. I never even predict that. I never had that in my mind. I was really I have to say, very slow process, which actually just kind of come, you know, based on, you know, like the stuff which I would like to challenge myself. The weddings become a little bit more, there's too much going on, and I couldn't kind of put my mind into it, and that's why I had to kind of change something in my photography journey, because I thought that I'm kind of stuck somewhere, and I felt like, you know, my experiences and my skills, they don't grow. You know, weddings, and those guys who have a chance to shoot weddings, or they still do, I know, I'm sure they know how challenged they are, but also, like, you know, we are kind of limited when it comes to, you know, just creating the specific images, because, you know, weddings are pretty much, we are on the run whole day, and then we have to just you know, get the stuff done as quick as possible, and then just kind of go through the day and make sure we can actually produce you know, great images. But I felt like, you know, like I cannot really use some additional lights, or, you know, just create specific images sometimes, because there's not much time, or you know, there's always some I would say boundaries as far the weddings go. So, but again, the experiences were wonderful, and that's really gave me a solid foundation to my headshot photography. And I think that if you never have a chance to do that, go for it, and you will see, you can really see what that means to work on the kind of really fast paced, and then, you know, just get your brain you know, kind of overloaded with all the stuff and all the information which you have to have in order to kind of even survive the day. So I hope that was interesting. I will add some images from my weddings. I hope you guys gonna like them. And if you have any questions, any things you would like to ask or add to this, I would definitely like to hear your feedback. I'm sure most of you guys, you don't shoot only headshot reporters. I'm sure most of you guys and most of us these days, they do several different things. But I think well, my question would be, what kind of other experiences or other fields of photography you guys are doing they really impacted your headshot photography. I would like to kind of hear those comments, because that's what also interests me, and I'm sure some of you guys have some interesting stories which you would like to share. So I'll be looking forward to hear about them. So stay tuned, have a fantastic week, and I'll do another vlog in the next few days. So stay tuned, and see you guys very soon. Bye bye.